I know.
I also have my copy of
all right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Bad Fanfiction Night. I am your host, Remy McNeil. And not joining me, as always, Twilight Guardian is currently MIA, and that is why we're a little bit late today. Well, that and I've just been running behind in general. It's been a weirdly fast day, so I'm a little off kilter, So let's we're just gonna have a nice leisurely reading time together. But yeah, Twi, I don't know where she is. Probably gonna be a shorter read. Because there's only 12 pages in this chapter. The next chapter is 20, and I don't know if I can do another 2 chapter back to back, but we'll see.
Excuse me.
You're excused.
You didn't do the live in Discord.
What? Oh yeah, you're right.
You're
I did not do the live in Discord. I will do that.
You.
Also, thank you, Epic Master, for the 3 months. Holy shit.
Yes, holy shit. Thank you. 3 months. Bad fic nightmare.
Good stuff.
Sharing. Now watch everything crash. Because that's just how everything works. Okay, everyone good? All right. We get the dulcet tones of I Know Nothing today. Very potentially.
Perhaps.
Depending if we have enough time once I get to the end of the 12 pages, but we'll see.
100%, yeah.
I need Mistborn as an anime immediately. Yeah, I might actually be able to get into it if it's animated, because God, that first chapter.
Did they finally get Deadrix?
Did he finally get Deadrix? No, he didn't do gifted memberships. He just did a membership message, I guess. I don't know how that works actually.
Okay, yeah, I did.
Every time you get a month thing, you can put a message up.
I'm not aware. I have dulcet tones. I have dulcet tones. Oh.
Yes.
What's dulcet
Thank you.
tone?
I thought this said, did he finish with dinner?
Ayo.
What?
Why is gone Quicksilver Digimon? I mean, if you want to die.
Yeah.
How do they finish?
Like, feel free to reveal Celtic.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my God! Lightning! Boom.
Yo. Your base.
Conversation.
Wow. Okay.
Oh!
The worst part about it is that the stream will only the stream will only see half of the picture until it gets to the top half of the chat because Raymond's avatar covers most of it.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
He's just covered.
That's called delayed gratification.
Don't start with that shit.
Bazinga.
Oh man. Yeah, so we had a whole conversation before stream. It was a thing.
It was definitely a thing.
Here's your context. Clanking.
Transformers.
Get the clankers in here.
All right. Anyway, let's get into this because, we left off on such a high note last time where we met some characters that were just trying to find the main protagonist, and that's really it. And he's on his way to forge documents. It's a bizarre current series of events where the main protagonist is just trying to forge his birth certificate. That is all he has been trying to do for like 5 chapters, and we are still nowhere near him accomplishing that.
Bro, just pop by City Hall. It's not that hard.
Apparently it is. Apparently it is hard because freaking. All right, it's not that funny. You calm down.
We've killed Titan.
Also remember rules.
Yes. Anyway, let's get into this. Oh, is there plot now? The plot is we're forging birth certificates. That's it.
Yes.
You think
Fun.
You can't exist without a birth certificate.
Has something changed with YouTube, or has everyone's usernames changed? That
No.
It does look different.
Changed mine a long time ago.
I guess, do we not have any memberships in here? Huh.
Oh, excuse me.
I mean,
No,
I
I
doubt
do.
it.
Weird. Okay, that's strange. Anyway, Yes, please remember the rules. I am the priority speaker here, and maybe I know nothing as depending. So, we want people to kind of calm down when we're talking so we can be heard. We like your comments and quips and discussion and all that good stuff, but overall, keep it, if a topic has died down, let it die down.
Keep it sensible, everybody.
Yes, be sensible, which I know is really hard to ask of, 20 people, but you know what? We'll make it there, I'm sure. Anyway, Chapter 10. Though we destroyed the Shade Nightcasters, escaping the underworld was another matter entirely. Thus began another part of my life I wish I could forget. We hoped day had returned to the land, but until we could get back to the surface, we did not know. There were still thousands of Shade infesting those terrible halls. It took a year to escape. Yes, a year. It was like the passages changed as we moved through them. Calling the underworld a labyrinth was apt. Hi, is this PlayStation tech support?
I already said this is Patrick.
I need it, man.
Have you tried turning it off and then throwing it out a window?
It was expensive.
I had to pay so much
funding
money.
Yeah, but the perfect thing to do with bricks is throw them through windows. Anyway, how did we survive? Food and water wasn't an issue, for there were ample insects and mushrooms to eat, with underground waterways common. I don't. Depending how large a forest you have, I'm not sure there's as many grasshoppers left, man. That's
unique if nothing else.
Epic Master, I need to ask, are you just constantly on laughing gas?
No,
okay, buddy?
I'm just a giggly person.
I appreciate the
You're on the
giggliness,
Joker arc.
but hold yourself back before you hit the Joker
Could
arc.
do
Yeah.
without the Joker night.
Okay,
Okay.
That sounds less like a Joker and more like a gremlin.
What the hell did I just step into?
That was
Nothing at all.
Nothing
Don't
at
ask.
all.
Anyway.
Nothing at all. Nothing. Anyway, sometimes we had to stay in the same cavern for weeks just to rest and resupply. What made survival difficult? Every time someone enters the chat, I'm like, "Twy? No, okay."
Me too.
What made
Me
survival
too.
difficult was the constant fighting in darkness, in addition to the other horrible creatures that lived in the underworld. We would have become Shade ourselves if not for the Lightbringers. By the end, all that was left of the 100,000 strong assault was a mere 100. Many mighty archknights had fallen. Jesus Christ!
Y'all suck at dungeon crawling. God damn.
Also,
That's so sad.
hello, Billy Donuts.
That's
up, Billy?
Yay, donuts!
Well, it's like, oh guys, Archknights are the bestest of the best. They are amazing. Also, many of them had died.
Yeah, that's so sad. Alexa, play Despacito.
I was going to say 100,000 strong. You have had a 1,000% decrease in population.
Oh,
Holy-
that's nightmarish.
It
The
like
Lightbringers just the silver-eyed warriors of this setting.
Well, they're the mage. They're the mage knights of the setting.
yeah.
I think it's the
the mages.
Lightbringers that are the Silver-Eyed Warriors.
I was gonna say, I don't know how you last 100 managed to survive. Somehow that seems like a more unrealistic number to me.
For by the way, a battle that consists of 100,000 strong did not exist in the Middle Ages. The only time we got up to those particular numbers were World War I and II.
And
Yeah.
considering how widespread those battles were,
Yes.
we're talking
not
over
only in Europe, but
borderline across the entire length of a
Asia,
continent.
Africa.
So
Yeah, at this point, you're actively trying to send men to the meat grinder.
Mm.
They need bigger numbers.
Yeah.
Christ, man, you're trying to Thermopylae this by just pure bodies. That's all you're trying to do.
It is 100% just throw bodies at the problem. This is not the Imperium, my good sir.
The other
Yeah.
way around is also true, apparently.
Let the
because
bodies hit
Shade
the
just
floor,
don't
let the
care
bodies
how
hit the
many of them
floor.
die, as long as they kill someone.
So this is a good
So it's
example
literally just
of
let the
people
bodies hit
talking
the floor
over each
both
other
sides.
Neither of you are willing to cede ground on the jokes you were trying to tell. This is where common sense comes in, and you realize you're talking over someone, and you should try to figure out with them who gets to talk first.
And the person should talk first here is Celtic. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, and the person who did the bodies hit the floor joke was wrong because the bodies never hit the floor; they just fall forever and ever.
Lol.
Right, because they missed the continent, and now they're just tumbling eternally.
Until a gust of wind carries them over to the land.
Anyway,
All right, and we're done.
Anyway, it's late and I'm tired, Dalen said, looking out the window into the shining day. We'll leave Outfall. There's some dried fruit in that cabinet if you're hungry. You certainly seem to know your way around. Did I give a voice to Eric?
I don't.
No idea.
know.
I don't believe so.
You certainly seem to know your way around, Auric replied. My, father always kept dried fruit in the cabinet, and apart from that, it's not hard to figure out where things are. Dalen grabbed an old spare blanket from a sagging mezzanine that hung halfway out the overhead and spread it on the floor. The bed is yours. Oh, and I snore like thunder, so good luck with that. I can't take the bed. This is technically your house, after all. Dalen lay on the blanket. Too late, I'm already here. I'll not force you out of your own bed. Then sleep on the cold, hard floor for all I care. But I'm not getting you a blanket, not when there's a bed you could have slept in. Guys, and there was only one bed.
Oh my god, I was thinking the same thing.
You have it on the...
Throwing the bodies bites at the problem. Truly the peak of military tactics. Yes, Ugok, that is true.
Isn't that what Russia did?
Yes.
Doesn't make it a good tactic.
Yeah.
No.
They did it when they had automatic weapons. These guys did it when they had swords. I think the Russians were smarter.
Honestly, yeah.
Shit. Daddy's back with the milk. By the way, Steam Summer Sale Season. FMK Tentacle Monster, Werewolf, Oni, Batwoman, 477. Fuck, Marry, Kill, Tentacle Monster, Werewolf, or Oni.
I thought
in order.
Hold up, let him speak.
Is the only Tentacle Monster. I think that one's just nicely on the table. It's between Fuck or Marry, the Werewolf, and the Oni.
Fuck the werewolf, marry the Oni.
Ask yourselves this, my friends. Is the Oni Garmadon?
It depends what kind of Oni, because I'm not really a fan of horns, really.
Okay, so there's, like, I was gonna say, there's dozens of different Oni, and several of them are fine.
And there's also a lot of different werewolves that are fine, so it's like, that's...
True.
So, Celtic, you're not a horny guy after all.
I already said that joke.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I have enough horn for the both of us. That's the caveat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think
Also,
fuck the Oni, marry the werewolf.
Sure.
I'll go with that.
I mean, werewolf, you get a nice
It could work.
fur
It could
blanket
work.
once a month.
Yeah, I was gonna say you get someone you can, like, you know, give ear scritches.
Fluffy.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Plus, like, by rules of werewolves, they're human half the time, so...
Well, more than half the time. It's only during the full moon, so it's only like once a month.
And
Presumably, unless it's like one of those half shifters they can do.
Ooh, half shifters.
Ooh.
I mean, there's always there's the caveat of lore where, like, you know, if someone who's truly loves them calls out to them, they change back. So you got that caveat going on. There's a lot of different caveats to werewolf lore. So, you know.
Anyway.
All right.
The old wooden bed eventually creaked as the Lightbringer lay down. Dalen lay looking up at the roof of his old cottage, letting his mind wander. Wonder? You mean wander. Wrong word there.
I can't.
So the light had
Wander
sent
over
a bringer to watch over him, either in answer to his prayer for help or for some other reason the light only knew. Did he have a prayer for help?
No.
No. Why?
You've only prayed to die, my good sir.
Correct.
The only fear I have is that this book doesn't get any worse.
Dalen didn't know how to feel about it all. I mean, honestly, we don't know how you feel either, considering you don't make any fucking sense. On the one hand, knowing that the light was mindful of him enough to send a vision to a Lightbringer was both comforting and deeply troubling. No, if God sent a vision of me to someone else, I would be very alarmed. I would be exceptionally alarmed.
100%.
Why the hell am I on, why the hell am I on God's like
yeah, why am I on God's radar? Oh shit.
If I was on God's radar, I'm sorry, I've read the Old Testament. I know how that shit goes down.
Yeah, and I mean New Testament. I mean, is the New Testament any better? Probably not. Because either
New Testament God is nerfed. All right.
Okay, no, he's right. He's right. Old Testament God bodies everything. New Testament gods lets things slide.
On the topic of bodying everything, Lightning in My Hands just posted something hilarious.
I love it. Yes. What a weird looking thing.
Yeah.
Well, it went in Japan.
You got no tentacle love, y'all weirdos, not judging. Okay, look,
I
a
judge
tentacle
you.
monster has a bunch of things that go in. I happen to have a thing that exclusively goes in. I don't have things that I like going, other things going into. All right, I think it's fair.
Thank you.
I think for me,
the rooftop prey. Oh, the rooftop prey.
Question 0.
What did he say during the rooftop prey? No, God.
Who knows?
Oh, God. He was praying for God to stop him from killing people indiscriminately.
The
When
problem
he
is that he
realized-
did that after the guy had already arrived at his house. So it's like, why would the light know to send it that guy before you went to jump off the cliff?
Because he's God, and you must understand the will of the prophet.
There is something to be said about the omnipresence, omniscience, omnitemporalness of God. But like, I'm just like, so far, nothing you have said has added up, good sir. So nothing is adding up. It's like all the goodwill you should have is gone.
Yeah.
We're not okay. So I'm going to say something that's going to not make sense. We are not power scaling Old Testament God and Sun Wukong.
That would be fun, though.
You are, however, power scaling tentacles. Apparently, Luna thinks are nice. So I'm happy for you.
I think that might. All right, trying to power scale those two is probably worse than like trying to like solve like Israel Palestine shit.
Let's not talk about that.
Well, that's a great thing to randomly bring up in the middle of my non-political stream.
Bring it up.
Hey,
hey, Celtic, have you ever thought about going political?
All the time.
And with that,
100%. Fantastic. Let's keep reading.
All right. Dalen didn't know how to feel about it all. On the one hand, knowing that the light was mindful of him enough to send a vision of light. I wonder how I'll forge a new identity with Auric at my side. Maybe I could lose him in the capital long enough to do what I need. Things were going to be very different with a constant companion, one that Dalen wasn't even sure he liked, but it was the light's will and he couldn't exactly deny it again, especially not after all his mistakes. Raymond, 1 second into game that McNeil to audience. Please clap. Oh! Why is it that when Twy leaves, somehow it becomes shit on Raymond time for Lightning?
Well,
he's set loose. He's loose.
I didn't realize that Twy was the freaking like power dampener for Lightning here.
Yeah, no. Lightning unleashes his true power when one of the others are just gone. Apparently.
Let's be honest.
Twilight is the ankle weights, and I'm the Rock Lee.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Okay. So, unironically, Lightning, could you just like now I can fight in my full power.
That's what I was gonna say. The power scaler. I was actually on the border of doing that. My brain is not really functioning very well today. It's not great.
Take your time, man. You're fine.
Dalen woke instantly in high fall when the bringer began to get up. Rubbing his neck, Dalen sat up and fully registered things around him. There was a sweet smell in the air. Had Auric made breakfast? Rise and shine, Auric said as he ate at the tiny dining table. Is that sticky bread? Yes, it's quite good. Sticky bread was made from fresh rolls with caramelized sugar and ground hasram sprinkled over it, all dipped in cream. It was a damned delicacy. Where in the world did that come from? Oh, I made it. Dalen stood and sat on the other side of the table. How are the ingredients in this house? And I know you didn't leave, so where did it come from? The light. The light? Dalen asked before realizing. You can perform the miracle of creation?
Did this, like, mage seriously just call upon the powers of the divine to make a sweet roll?
Yes, he did.
Spider, oh
Also,
god.
Spider, holy crap.
Like, for the record, this is, like, a common thing you see in fantasy, like Hero's Feast in Pathfinder and frickin' D&D. No, I mean, create food and water is typically like a 0 or a first level spell. It's just,
it's first level.
The creation of food and
Water,
everything else
I think
is
first level, and then create food is like third level, if I remember right.
it's very early spells overall.
Yes. Am I correct in saying Lightbringers are discount Jedi? No.
No.
They apparently can just create nothing from something from nothing.
Like, the difference between Jedi and Lightbringers is that Lightbringers functionally can solve the food crisis anywhere.
Yep.
Oh.
And that's yeah.
In other words, ultimate BSs.
Also,
Correct.
whoever gave the thumbs up to Teddy Bear Paladin for that question and then gave them the thumbs down, you are a coward, good sir. I didn't even check who that was, and I'm not going to.
I'm sorry. It was me. I'm sorry.
I knew it.
Get out.
All right, bye, guys.
I love the commitment and respect.
Yes, even. Anyway,
God.
we have the infinite food hack, so...
Yeah, there's that. All right, so already you're putting your entire setting in a fucking precarious position. Arik nodded, holding out his hand over the table between them. Light began to glimmer above his palm and then shifted it to take shape. The light molded itself into the silhouette of something on a plate, and then, as the light faded into the shape it had adopted, it stayed in place, revealing a fresh roll of sticky bread. Okay, so I'm reminded of goddamn SpongeBob here. Holographic meatloaf? My favorite!
Don't besmirch SpongeBob like this, please.
I wonder what they use to make sticky bread.
SpongeBob makes more sense than this.
The thing about sticky bread is that it's the
cinnamon
personification of like cinnamon rolls. Yeah,
this is him bringing in. Yes, this is a medieval meal. It's basically like medieval cinnamon rolls, and it's like great.
It's a lame cinnamon
bread.
swirl. Yeah.
Just honey covered bread.
Arik nodded,
Just
holding out his
regular
hand over.
bread.
Oh, sorry. Dalen took the offered delicacy in awe. He was familiar with all the miracles Lightbringers could perform, although each bringer could only perform 2. The miracle creation was not necessarily rare. Each miracle was as common as the next, but it was one of the most valued and revered. With it, a bringer could create literally anything equal to their mass. The larger, more complex the object, the more it drained them. Lightbringers were limited to the number of miracles they could perform according to their stamina. They could even kill themselves to performing a miracle too great, though many Lightbringers at the end of their life sacrificed themselves to perform one last great miracle. No longer restricted in scope due to their safety, it seemed this last miracle had no limit except the types of miracles they could perform in the first place.
Good sir.
I know.
Yes.
Which miracle from Elden Ring would you say he ripped this entire paragraph exactly from?
Elden Ring didn't exist before this happened, so I can't say anything else.
It's literally like
I'm aware, but I'm currently just watching lightning drop Twilight and realizing that now I can move freely.
I was gonna say, like, this is so easily fucking broken.
But yes, the simple thing overall is the fact that, guys, remember, any miracle at the end of a Lightbringer's life.
So
my God.
If the Predator wants to, they can just say...
Even while they're fucking alive, they can create anything equal to their fucking mass, and then they say it has to do with their endurance. No.
No, fuck off.
No, he gave 2 qualifiers that are contradictory. Is it either they can create anything of their mass, or they can only create as much as until they get exhausted? Where
Okay, so
Like I
I'm
said,
going to quote myself from 2 streams ago and say, "You."
like I said, the description sucks.
But I was gonna say, do you know? Okay, do you know how much meat the human body can provide?
Several hundred pounds.
I feel like we should stop before we end up on the FBI's most wanted list.
I'm already
It's
on
not-
the FBI's most wanted list. I'm a fan of Andy
Well,
and
don't
Lily.
drag the rest of us with you.
No, you're already
No,
there
no.
too.
You're already there. Okay, so you don't drag the rest of us with you. Good sir, you're already there.
You volunteered for this.
Hi, couple. How you doing?
You only come
Like
here
my
if you want to
personal
wind up on
FBI
it.
agent.
But what I'm saying
X.
is that, like, if you can create the nutrient density of a human body, I presume once per day, effectively,
Probably.
Yeah.
Around, yeah.
you can feed an entire like city on that fucking production level.
You know,
You
the best part about it
Does
is
it
that
belong in the question?
the meme
That
about
is
it is that he wants to make something equal to like Lord of the Rings with the like level of world building and the magic and everything. And I'm just thinking this one magic alone solves 90% of the Fellowship's problems.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, fucking hell, man. Like, that's a low, like, when you really look at how it's structured in the books, it's a low magic setting. Like, the magic
You
is
know-
incredibly fucking powerful, but it's really goddamn rare. And you're just introducing, you have an entire series of magical knights that have incredible goddamn magical video game powers. What?
Like it's the great hypocrisy / the issue with this book where a good chunk of the characters exist in a fantasy setting and several others exist in a video game setting.
Yeah.
And I say
aside
that-
from Pikachu, Celtic, when the FB finds a strand of his hair, you misunderstand. I'd still be at the scene of the crime, and I would just kill the FBI agents.
Okay, first off,
Is that why you always carry a shotgun?
no. Okay, first off, he's a phoenix. Fire is literally in his name. Come on.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, yeah, but he doesn't need the trigger.
What? Is that supposed to be like
What?
a joke?
What?
Yeah, there's a
Can
joke
this-
somewhere.
There's a joke, but I can't find it. Ugok says, overusing his power to kill me. I know what I'll do. I'll make
ammunition.
sweet bread. Brilliant. I mean, to be fair,
You know,
I do the same.
So
You know-
like, if
Hey,
you
dinner.
just wait,
Hey,
it's
guys.
wait. The story's just the frenzy flame in book form. Anyone who sees this as peak fiction would probably let Shad's brand of chaos take the world. No, frenzied flame has a purpose, good sir. The chaos that takes the world is specifically made for a good reason. Don't insult the frenzied flame like that. I'm sorry, I know too much about.
Oh,
Elden Ring.
no.
Okay,
Crash
so
out.
Dederex,
Crash
we
out.
need to clarify now.
Now.
Our good friend isn't actually the one performing anything this time. This time it's his companion Auric, who has basically told us that he can, presumably once per day or dependent on his endurance, can create up to his body mass in material from nothing.
It's his
It's
stamina. So
You know,
the latter.
You know, when this
But
string
they
goes
said
up
up
far-
to like what do they mean by like I don't, because they gave me two barometers there. It said up to his body mass, but
Yeah,
like,
congratulations. You're wrong.
You know, when Twilight gets back, she's going to be like, guys, why did it take you 6 hours to string this whole thing?
it'd be fair because this just makes no
Goofiness.
goddamn sense. Anyway,
Yeah.
Galen knew that this is.
Dalen knew this is how the Great Lumatorium was built or created. One of the early Lightbringers who possessed the miracle of creation had at the end of his days sacrificed himself to perform a mighty miracle and create the Lumatorium out of an incredible burst of light. The bringer
What the
was
fuck?
utterly consumed in the process. I imagine we'll learn what the Lumatorium is later.
Put a pin in that.
Yes.
Sticky bread is my favorite, Arik said, and because of that, it's easier for me to create than other simpler foods. It goes
What?
yummy yummy in my tummy.
Please don't say that. Look, I'm literally the guy that said, "Oh, it's good that my senpai Hitler noticed me." Like I'm the same guy that said that.
Oh yeah, that happened last time as well. We have that on the soundboard now.
Yeah, we do, and I'm okay. I'm looking straight at lightning. Thank you for putting it in.
You hear the FBI agent confronting your man.
I spoke to Hitler. It was so good.
Ah, beautiful.
Very beautiful, very powerful.
Oh,
That is the exact look I give them. Like, what are you
Isn't it
gonna
the?
do?
It's the same energy as that like Tumblr post of like, holy fuck. Okay. So I had a joke, but then Sticky Bread is my favorite appeared on my screen, and I realized that nothing I could say could top this.
That's thumbnail. That's thumbnail worthy right there.
Yes, right
Oh
there,
my
please.
god.
Please.
That's amazing.
If you could make that in like 16:9 for me, like with the bread going the entire length of the 16:9.
He needs to loop around.
Hey, I got you.
Bruh, cool it. 16:9 is like way too big, especially in the sheets.
Hey, he has infinite magic. He can
He
keep going forever.
You need to have Auric on the other end printing it out directly into his mouth.
My God.
It's
Okay.
like, I don't
Okay.
know if anyone remembers Dexter's Laboratory, the giant burrito.
Yes.
I do remember it, but
Oh God, no! Not the
you do
giant
have
burrito.
some spot to do though.
Yeah,
So.
I know. I have some
I
reading.
didn't watch Dexter now.
Moopa?
God damn it, Lupa.
What the fuck?
Oh,
Holy shit.
oh, God, why did Okay. All right.
Moving on.
Moving on. I didn't know it worked that way. Yes, the more familiar I am with an object, the easier it is to create, and I can make more of them than other things. Dalen, okay, so now we have another caveat to the power that feels
Shad,
contradictory.
Shad. I mean, okay, none of the three barometers are good. But Shad, could you please do me a favor?
No,
and
they're
just
all
pick
good separately, but like yeah. Anyway,
He has 3 separate
Okay.
lanes, and he's drifting his car down all of them.
yeah, multi-lane.
Yeah,
Dad, keep a
yeah,
lore.
bruh. Yeah, bro. Just like, bro, like take your hand off the e-brake. You're drunk.
And
There's
keep
crane
a
I
lore
can drink more
Bible.
than any other. Dalen took a bite of the bread. Light, it was good. He sat on the other side of the small eating table, which was right next to one of the hovel's windows. This is an unexpected bonus from your presence. Can I expect such fine food in every meal? It depends on the type of food. Teresian cuisine? I've never been good at Teresian food. It's very complex. The result would likely taste horrible. But you are Teresian. By blood, yes, but I was raised in Hamharan. Hamafran. That's it.
Hamland.
Yeah, there's a lot of Hamharan-born Teresians these falls thanks to the Dawn Empire. We should not credit the Dawn Empire with anything. Look, my father was a bastard, I get it, but that doesn't mean everything he did was terrible. The metric system is far better than anything previous. His roads, education policies, and slave laws are still in place. Why? Because they work. Yes, he conquered nations, but also opened up the border to allow free trade and migration. It was because of that your own parents and countless other Teresians were able to move to Hamra. One would even say that it was open borders that enabled his downfall.
Ooh. Fuck.
Excuse me. The slavery laws are still correct?
Yes, they are.
The slavery laws work?
Uh-huh.
I think
I really
feel
feels bad about what he's done. I really think that he really wants to be redeemed for his horrible actions that he did in the past.
Yeah, I feel like this man definitely regrets everything that he did in his past life and that he was a horrible person that did terrible things. I absolutely feel like he regrets having done those things. Absolutely.
Really makes you question.
With how
Really?
he
Is
I
he
feel
really
like it's a coin
regretted,
flip to
or is
whether
it just
feels
because he
bad
was
for
caught?
himself or not.
Too many people.
Yeah, I still don't know. Like, you haven't told me why he turned over the new leaf, Shad. Shad! I need to turn Shad into my frickin' John.
First of all,
first of all, any improvement at the cost of freedom and life is never worth it, nor does it justify the means. Also, I expect that you're referring to the fact that Rayatan Lusa was Teresian, simply implying that it was the open borders which allowed him to grow up to lead the revolution, facilitating the Conqueror's downfall. What you're not realizing is that if it hadn't been Rayatan, someone else would have done it. Huh? Okay. I don't know about that, Dalen said. Rayatan was a right persistent and slippery bastard, or so my father described him. Clever enough to match wits with the Conqueror himself. Really? What else did your father say about him? Oh, my father actually respected the man quite a lot, and was very grateful to Rayatan for ending his reign. If the Conqueror could have met him, he would have hugged the man. What?
Okay.
Unique interaction, I suppose.
Isa, dang it, Dalen, stop jerking yourself off. Dear God, Shad really did just make a Gary Sue unironically, and he supposedly hates them.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. My goodness.
I'd be willing to run that one.
I have to redeem myself over nothing wrong I did.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, what did you do? You've told us in broad strokes you did bad things, but what did you do that was bad? You said you raped someone. When did that happen? What happened with that?
He put the milk in before his cereal.
I'm actually waiting for him to justify some of his rape.
Oh, apparently we won't go until later.
By the way,
God, no.
Put some pins in that, like multiple.
Moopa,
my
stop
God.
yourself. Moopa, stop yourself.
I'm scared now.
You
Don't worry about it.
wouldn't believe.
Just put a pin in it.
The way these
Guys,
Okay. Continue.
If Rayton found out that the Conqueror hadn't died on his flagship as everyone thought, he would have hunted the tyrant to finish the job. Probably. Regardless, Arik said, from what I saw of the revolution, there were many people capable of fighting against the great tyrant, not to mention the knights. The Conqueror's fall was inevitable. So is this like the equivalent of the Conqueror's day? I know I'm being facetious here, but like because you use fall so commonly as a term. Anyway, I agree with you there, Dalen said, passing his empty plate back to Arik. Once Arik took the plate, it dematerialized into light, which flowed into the bringer's hand. Oh! You can dematerialize things too!
Yeah.
The Lord can taketh away.
So wait, can you feed someone and then dematerialize the food in their stomach?
yes.
Oh,
Rules as written.
So much
rules
for
as-
dining and dashing.
I mean, how would that work? Is it
the
like
light bringer when your
Guys.
credit card declines, dematerialize your dinner.
Rules as written in this book. Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh goodness.
You see, it would be fun if I knew that he would be smart enough to take advantage of this, but it feels like he's throwing these things in without really considering what they're doing.
Correct.
I
Continue.
cast empty
If you could-
calories. You know, honestly, that would be the greatest diet fad ever. Can you imagine just eating all the fucking sweet rolls you ever wanted, and then this guy just comes over and yep, you didn't eat anything though.
Yeah, yeah, and unlike the Romans, it's not nearly as gross.
It's tasty, and you don't have consequences.
Like bulimia.
Limit equals carry. Ironically, I can explain the power. The creation thing allows the caster to create anything with a limit equal to the caster's body mass.
Oh.
We know that. But it feels like there's like 4 other caveats on top of that. But they're not strictly in line. Oh, God. I could go into all the different, like, because I write rules for tabletop games. I understand how you have to be very careful with your rules. If you don't.
I've seen his rules.
Yeah. And I fuck up with some of them, too. And I'm like, oh.
But, to be fair, those fuck-ups, minor. These fuck-ups, major.
Yes. It's
Fuck-ups
always
can be fun. but
always
this is
like,
not.
do I move create food and water to a higher level because that's a powerful goddamn spell? Anyway.
Now that was
yeah.
interesting.
Now that was interesting, Dalen thought with a raised brow. You're gonna turn things you've made back into light? If little time has passed, it certainly makes washing the dishes easier. What other miracles can you perform? Well, the 2 miracles all Lightbringers have: create light and heal. Wait, no, didn't he
Correct.
just say that they only
Yes.
get 2?
Yes, he
Look,
did. He did.
only
He
have
did.
2.
It's pronounced cure wounds, Arik, please.
No,
Look,
no, he's referring to the 7th level spell heal.
Correct.
Oh, of course.
He just said that he has 2 miracles. However, these are the 2 common miracles. And aside the Pikachu, this power system is starting to confuse me. Good sir, I have made a fucking Excel sheet trying to figure this shit out, and I have not found it.
Bruh.
No, this is
If you guys would
on.
like
I would
to
love
know
to
what
see
it
that
would
later.
look like for him to put that
They come
together,
like
just
2 basic
imagine
ones,
Charlie
and then
Day.
the rest are.
Imagine my chart from the last stream of Team Jacked, which, by the way, you
Yes.
should all go watch. It was really fun.
You should.
It was
You
fun.
should. It was a great time.
I saw
so
that chart.
stream.
I'm still confused.
So can anyone just like explain?
Sophie,
the
it makes
problem?
sense.
We can't explain it because it's contradictory nonsense.
Yeah,
Because it's
he's given enough detail that it's not vague enough to be like hand waved away, but it's not detailed enough to actually stand on itself. It's like he has put the supports for a house down in sand, and then just like he put sticks in sand and built a house on top of that, and it's like rickety. It's about to fall over.
You 2 sentences, by the way. You'll have more to talk about.
Oh, goody. And the other is creation, but you can Well, the 2 miracles all Lightbringers have: create light and heal. And the other is creation. Already, it's weird. That doesn't flow. And the
You're
other
correct.
is creation, but you can perform. Can you perform any more? One more: the miracle of movement.
What?
Oh, telekinesis, Dalen said, sitting at the table. Oh. Just casually dropping telekinesis on here. Okay. You know the miracles.
Something with
Yeah,
a name behind it.
How does it work? You just move things with your mind? You're almost right. It's with thought that I can take hold of things, and by thought that I move them, just like moving my arm. But my mind isn't the thing actually moving the object. It's light. So you can't move anything in darkness. Correct! But can't you just create light and then move things as normal? No, my inner light is what powers my miracles, and projecting that light from my body means I can't channel it into anything else. Okay, I have an important question. Does the fact that things cast shadow, and thus are always all things perpetually in shadow to some degree, does that negate the power?
Presume it
Instructions
means
unclear.
Like, really, really
Yeah.
dark shadow.
No, the shit, the official guilty gear fiction relationship chart.
What's stupid
Oh my
is on
God.
my end, everything's loading, so I can't even see it.
No, lightning is 100%
Yeah,
right.
Me too.
Okay, that's the
I'll
thing.
react regardless.
See, again, if you had the caveat that, you can only, telekinesis things in the light, you could do some interesting description where it's like, well, it's very firm, but there's a looseness whenever I try to, like, wrap around the shadowy side of an object where it's the most dark. Like, there's a limitation there that when I try to use the telekinesis, it doesn't quite connect. It doesn't quite grip there. And thus, I actually have to be kind of careful or I can, like, drop things and they'll slip away. I don't think he's going to do that.
No, not at all.
You would never be able to carry anything by its
course not.
bottom.
Well, yeah, that's kind of a neat thing. So you'd always be like, that actually creates some, like, struggle, wouldn't it? Where the idea is, like, you're always carrying something from the top.
Yeah, and also
yeah.
this means
Um,
that this
no,
also
sorry.
means that characters who are experienced could potentially have ways of like finagling around that limitation at least a little bit.
I really
Thus
wish-
showing their
Guys,
skill.
Moving
Guys,
it to a slight
I
angle
really
to get lift from
To
underneath.
answer Cognus,
Silence.
in the
Guys.
chat, it is a $1 per month.
Yes,
to
it is.
stay in here. Not that we stay on top of it as much, and we should probably do some house cleaning. Everyone should be in fear of that, but
Wait,
we
what?
get to it. We get to it.
Yes.
I really wish that our crack headcanons for these characters were real, so that we could have situations like, oh, we are in total darkness and I can't use my telekinesis, and then Dalen goes, hang on, unzips his pants for his glowing crotch and his internal light.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That would just be perfect.
Also, I see a message from Twilight.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait.
Is she alive?
Do tell.
Well, evidently she's alive.
Yay.
I had money on she was asleep. She fell asleep. I was right.
Yay.
Hilarious.
Oh,
Goddamn.
She evidently
Bad
needed
news.
it.
So, like, does this mean we have to pay you now more, or?
$3 million, please, up front.
Yeah. Haha, no.
no.
All right.
After the IRS offered,
So let's keep going. Oh, hey, Twy.
Hey! I don't have to keep doing payment anymore.
We missed you.
It was chaos.
Thank God. I was so worried I'd have to actually read, and that terrified me. So I'm going to go back to
I
making memes.
managed to keep us like occupied with this 12-page chapter for damn near an hour. So, you know, we're good. We're good for reading, I think. I think we'll just get through this 12-page chapter and we'll be good tonight.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so Twy, we just encountered telekinesis.
Okay.
Also, the creation of mass from just pure light.
Oh.
From bullshit. Yeah, yes, it is as stupid as you think.
No, it's perfectly sensible.
Guys, no. Celtic, please read the next two sentences.
Oh shit! Oh, there's more. Okay.
It never ends.
So you can't move anything in darkness, correct? But you can just create light. I see. How much can you lift? I can lift 10 times the total combined strength of my body?
Shit.
Are they interesting, Dalen said. That would be what? A ton? 2 at the very most, though with great effort and not for very long. Okay, how much is a ton? Is that 2,000 pounds?
Yes.
Yes. Something like that.
So you can deadlift 200 pounds above you, my good sir. Holy fuck.
Can't you?
Also, this guy uses the...
Oh, no, sorry.
Also, this guy uses
Sorry.
1,000.
He can deadlift 400 pounds.
At minimum.
Because he can do 2 tons at most.
Yes.
Holy shit, dude.
Bruh.
All he needs is
Bruh, imagine just like deadlifting a Cadillac Escalade.
Yeah, I lift cows in my free time. Remember, we're dealing with
Right to our new god, the 2007
okay, right.
Honda Civic.
How does that math change, Moopa? How does that math change? Or is there a difference between metric tons and imperial? Because I thought tons was only imperial. I didn't realize metric. I guess metric. Yeah, that makes sense. Metric
It's
tons.
metric ton.
Metric tonnage. I think I've heard that before.
We don't talk about the
A metric
system
ton
here.
is. Oh my god!
Sticky bread is my favorite, he says.
Also, twice you put on the sticky bread.
Okay, holy shit.
I mean, what's the worst YouTube can do? Demonetize us? That's what the Patreon's for.
Oh god!
I mean,
Well, you came at the perfect time.
someone asked, "How did the bread get so sticky?" So,
Oh,
only one way I can come up with.
No.
Jesus Christ, move on.
Oh god. Okay, yeah. So basically, in summary, holy shit, Arik is just fucking jacked. If he punches you, you're dead. Like, presumably, even 200 pounds of force located at the end of your fist, which is half of his strength, would kill a man.
Oh yeah, you're getting
That head is going to the moon.
Yeah, that's
So they
what
can't
we in the
create
business
more than
call.
their mass, but they can lift 10 times that. Is it nitpicking to expect similar restrictions? No.
No.
In fact, there is a reason why him lifting 400 pounds. It is incredibly hard to lift. Incredibly hard to lift more than your body weight. Like, it is very difficult to do. People have to really work up to it. And even then, getting to the extremes, because you have to have muscles that can exert that much force. There is a limit to how much force your body can exert.
Well, more than that, it's actually the case of utilizing physics and the fact of the angle of which you're lifting gives you an advantage of that lift, for lack of a better term.
What do you mean physics? They're lifting shit with light.
Huh? Okay, lightning, I'm going to find you. I'm going to find you, and I'm going to dab you up, because that's 100% correct.
I'm hungry.
Two at the very most, though with great effort, not for very long. Still, that's some true power. It is, which is why I use them with great care. Like making breakfast. Indeed. It didn't drain your powers too much? My powers can't drain in that sense. No man can lose their inner light, but my body has limits as to how much light I can channel through it.
Okay.
So, did that drain you? Physically? Like, that's... Don't get fucking pedantic on me. Are you tired now, motherfucker? That's the question.
No, the sticky bread drained him.
Too much stick.
Oh, man, I got everything too sticky. Ah. Oh.
I swear this never happens.
Let me rehydrate, then I can make some more. Don't worry.
Oh.
No, he is to photosynthesize.
All right.
My powers can't.
So what I'm getting at.
Oh, you go.
So what I'm getting at is that light is the power grid, and every light bringer is just a light bulb, and they can only burn as much filament per day.
Exactly.
How dare you make sense of this?
God, it only took us. God, basic power scaling and world building only took us 10 chapters.
Yup. That was very similar to how Dalen's own powers worked. He never ran out of light to draw upon, but his body couldn't channel it constantly. I don't know if that's how you described it up until this point.
No.
I'm lost.
No.
It's felt like the light gets weak, not that your body is. Then you're not too fatigued. Not at all. Good. Thanks for creating breakfast. It was delicious. Do you know why they call it sticky bread? RXL.
Stop.
No.
Stop. I was on this. Remember this. And I had to stop this. So guys, hold it back.
I do not apologize for. I do not apologize for putting this in everybody's heads. I do not apologize.
Do not ask that question after he ate it.
Please don't tell me it's because it's sticky. No, Arik said, chuckling. Because it's made from bread.
No!
Fuck you!
No!
Fuck
I
you!
couldn't tell.
Genuinely.
It would have been funnier if you said, because I made it from sticks. That would have been funny.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
Dalen rolled his
I
eyes.
made it with
Bread
love.
isn't naturally sticky.
Dalen rolled his eyes. That is not funny. And yet I'm laughing, as the description can tell us. I guess he's chuckling. That's... I don't know if I consider that laughing. It's chuckling. I guess it's the same family, but... well, they clearly don't... Well, they clearly don't teach what constitutes real humor at the Lumatorium. I wasn't trained at the Lumatorium. So you became a Lightbringer naturally? There's only one way to become a Lightbringer, but I understand what you mean. I'm going to strangle this man. Yes, motherfucker, that's what he's inquiring about. You ever been there? I've served several years, though not consecutively. Everyone goes there to be healed, so it's the best place to find the sick and needy. But there are many who can't travel, and it's them that I seek out most. That's not what he asked!
Wow.
Just say yes or no.
Come here, open. I like
What
to
is-
do healing.
Bro, what is bro waffling on about?
Stay on topic.
That's noble of you, but considering you are who you are, not surprising. Thank you. You'd be surprised how many animals I end up healing while traveling through these rural parts, although birds require a different treatment.
Boo!
Boo! Get off the stage.
You guys
Come here,
you
I'll
guys
for you.
cannot fathom the death stare that I am leveling at this fucking word right now.
That was.
That pun was genuinely terrible, and Shad should feel
Shad,
bad about it.
if you cannot tell a good joke, don't try to tell a joke at all.
Thank you. Amen.
That was
He pissed.
That's not very what I said, not by Celtic.
Titan, that is nowhere near close. Oh, it is nowhere near close. You cannot fathom the rage I'm feeling right now.
That is one.
He failed at the
million.
joke.
Literally, he derailed the conversation to make a shitty joke. Thank you.
He really is a dad.
Hope it was worth it, asshole.
Oh. Dalen stared at
It's
the man.
funny.
Terrible. Arik laughed. I thought that one was quite good. Terrible. You are far too serious, Dalen. Learn to laugh a little. Oh, I laugh. You've heard me laugh, just not at your pathetic jokes. Okay, you tell me a joke. This is fucking stand-up? What the hell's going on now? Fine. How do you make a person ugly? How? Ask your mother. The bringer didn't laugh. That was rather mean, he said. But it was just a joke. Jokes don't need to be cruel, and when cruelty is involved, it is never just a joke. So are we supposed to hate Arik?
What is this?
Titan, yeah, it's much more accurate, thank you. Yes.
Yay.
It's like that dead inside kind of anger.
No, we're not supposed
What is
to.
that thing? What kind of bird is that?
That
We're not
would be
supposed
a
to hate
shoebill.
Ark.
Shoebills. Shoebills are awesome. They're also terrifying. They're from the
Yeah.
family of pelicans.
Someone needs to slap these two.
Look, we clearly have different views on what's funny. Yet your joke didn't even make you laugh. I wasn't supposed to. I wasn't supposed to. Jokes are supposed to make others laugh. And that's my new goal. I'm going to make you laugh. Not the sarcastic laughter I've heard so far, but your true, joyful laughter. Good luck with that. Thank you. Dalen rose from his seat, having finished his meal, and walked to the other side of the room. He took a key that hung on a ring with several others and began rummaging through his things. He knew exactly what he was looking for, his most prized possession. Finding the chest, he pulled it out. The chest hadn't been touched in 20 years, the lock stale and stiff. Can a lock be stale?
Wait, how did?
That's
No,
I don't know. I haven't
think
eaten
so.
one in a
Made
long
of
time,
metal.
so I don't know.
Probably.
That's not how locks work.
Is it a bread lock? A lock made of bread?
Quick, conjure this lock made of sticky bread for me.
I can say this after taking a locksmithing class. That does not exist.
Yeah, rusted is way better. What did you
Yeah,
say?
luckily, the key still opened it. Arik's shadow passed over Dalen, the bringer now looking over his shoulder. The bringer gasped when Dalen opened the chest, asking, "Light, is that really Imperious?" Is that the end of the chapter?
I hope so.
Oh my god. Oh my.
Fucking
Wow.
hell, that's such a
Oh,
random
no.
ending.
What the
That's
fuck?
a
That's
random
the
ending,
end?
too.
I felt my name.
How
I
does that
felt
make
my
any
brain.
sense?
You can see how many numbers
It's
this
an
chapter
awesome,
did.
legendary
We could just
sword.
completely delete this chapter. And
You just see frickin' Dalen with his glowing fucking dick, and he's like, "Ah, yes, and this is my sword," and he holds up the sword. Name.
I see your
name
sword
was
is as
insert
big as
quattro
mine.
Bunnish means saying, "I came to laugh at you" meme here.
So this was ass.
That was an awful goddamn chapter.
That was ass.
Just casually
Plenty of
breaking the
talk
laws
about.
of physics
Shoot
out
me.
here.
Because
Plenty to talk about.
all it is just sticky. It's just stickiness and bad jokes.
And also a violation of the laws of conservation of mass, but whatever.
Yeah, but that's every other chapter, so who cares?
No, every other
The thing is,
chapter
you
is a
can, with magic,
violation
you
of the
can
laws of
break the
writing.
laws of conservation of mass, but you need to account for them. And he just gave these guys so much goddamn magical power, and then forgot that he limited it to 2 magic powers and gave them 4 instead.
Yeah, more like the conservation of ass.
Bruh, like,
Boom,
bruh,
got
does
him.
he have? Bruh, does he have like 2 atonement slots or 4? Make it make sense.
He said he has 2, but they actually have 4.
They have 4 technically.
They get 2 for free.
Haha!
The power system is so ass, man. I don't understand it. I don't know what's happening.
It's almost like he's contradicting himself with all the powers he keeps inventing.
He's basically like a tiny god. Just a little...
A tiny little baby.
I don't know how there's like anyone going hungry in this world.
Yeah, I feel like the Lightbringers are just lazy. That's literally all. It's literally all it is, and I just...
They're supposed to bring light, but they just do nothing.
Anyway,
they only do.
Buy 1 power, get 1 free. Yeah, okay, that's how it works. Got it. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you had a good time, even though this was a miserably fucking lame chapter. I mean, I have to admit, for a chapter
100.
where it's just 2 guys having fucking breakfast, holy shit, we found a lot to talk about when it comes to world-breaking goddamn magic.
We always have a lot to talk about, except this particular chapter. Twilight wasn't around to steer us back after 1 minute of chatter.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is why I'm important. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Twilight. I was whipping Raymond's ass for you while you were gone. With all the means I could find.
Same.
It was quite funny.
There was a lot of Phoenix roasting.
Anyway, yes. There's not really much else to say. For those of you like Fixing Ruby, we're taking a brief break next week, so no Fixing Ruby. Might not be any bad fanfiction night, because it is 4th of July, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And so I might actually be busy that day. So no Fixing Ruby, and potentially no bad fanfiction night. I'll try and let you guys know ahead of time.
Thanks.
But yeah, that's about all we got. I hope you guys join us next time as we continue diving. We are now a quarter of the way through this nightmarish book.
Wow, feels like it's been forever.
We are 9. We're going to be here for 40 total goddamn sessions with this fucking thing.
Are there?
Can I also
40 days
just
and 40
Dude, I tried to warn you.
How many chapters
Also,
are there?
I must say, we still have not reached the point where the image I drew.
Speaking
I
of
hate
lightning,
so
not
much.
lightning. Zero, you had something. Is that relevant to tonight, or would that be a later?
Yes, it is.
It's
I was just about
relevant
to ask.
to Shadow of the Conqueror in general, not this specific chapter.
Correct.
It's up to y'all if we want to do it on stream or just in the post.
No, please.
How long is it?
I wrote for everyone here. I rewrote the first chapter of Shadow of the Conqueror. And it totals about, let me check my page count, it's about 10 pages of writing here that I believe to be much, much better and much more interesting of a read to go through. So, it is up to you guys. I'll give the short pitch of it. The thing I was talking about a couple streams ago of the premise of this book should have been more that he's trying to kill himself and that the light and God and just everything around this world doesn't want him to and just constantly keeps him alive. That's the kind of premise I was going for with this opening chapter to get you into
So
that.
it's basically like the anti-Final Destination.
It comes off as a comedy of like this guy just wants himself to die, but everything and anything stops him from game ending.
So he's the
And I will
muffin from
be-
ASDF movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I will be
Ooh,
completely honest. I probably I kind of rushed the end of this chapter because as I was writing it, while I really enjoyed doing my idea, I felt so fucking icky writing anything about this story and this character that I just wanted to end it as soon as possible. So I kind of rushed the ending.
For 4th of July, we should hijack Raymond's channel and just read that while he's away.
Well, I mean, I think ending the stream, it kind of has to be done considering how late it is.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll read that on stream if we have it next week or the week after, something like that.
Yeah.
So that's something to look forward to. Otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all had fun. And we'll catch you all on the flip side.